Hello guys, we are now live. If you're watching this on the replay, every Sunday at 1:30 Eastern Time, I will be doing a live stream and I will be answering any questions that you may have, or if there's any specific topic that you would like to discuss, then we can discuss it here. Hello, John R says hi. Hello, Ash M says hi. Or Ash M says hi, hi, and Luis Suarez says hi. Hello. Nappy Alex says hey Stutters. Awesome 2012 says hello. Hello guys. So I just wanted to start this live stream by saying that if there's anything specific that you would like to talk about or anything, then we can discuss it here. Okay, so basically these live streams are just going to be a Q&A type of thing, so we can just talk about different topics or anything like that. So I just wanted to say that for some reason, like, I don't know why, but this week I've been stuttering a lot, and I don't know, because like I'm not really sure why, honestly, but I honestly have been stuttering more, I will admit. But yeah, so Nappy Alex says hi, I had a hard time saying this. Aaron Stuttermaster says hi friends. Ash M says hello from Texas. Mason Zapp says hey. John R says I'm from the UK. Solman Akhtar says, have you heard of the tapping method to better stuttering? Actually, no, I have never heard of the tapping method to better stuttering. When I went to speech therapy about 3 years ago, I did learn one specific technique that I did make a video on recently, but that was all I learned. So I'm honestly not really familiar with any of the other techniques. So I only went to speech therapy for a few months. So no. Cold Dip goes Wami says hi Minka, hello. Dan Rope says hola from Spain. Oh, hola. And Ash M says tapping. Yeah, honestly I'm actually not really sure what the tapping method is. So if you know what it is, then let me know, honestly. Cold Dip Goes Swami says, how are you? So I'm doing really good, actually. Really good. I'm really excited to be doing these live streams with you guys, because now I have more of a set schedule, and so I'll be able to do these live streams every Sunday. So I'm really excited about that. Dinesh VVK says, I am from India. Awesome. But yeah, so I was the only like fluency method that I know that has helped me a bit is the method where you talk on the flow of breath. And I made a YouTube on this recently, but you know, it's like where you breathe in and you talk on the flow of breath. So you breathe in and then you breathe out, and you just like, so I'm gonna breathe in and then you talk like, hi, my name is Minka. Hi, my name is Terry. So it's just supposed to help you, but that's honestly the only honestly the only technique that I have ever used to help me, help me speak more fluently. So to avoid stuttering, or hold on, Cold Dip Wami says, after a long time, did you live chat? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but I'm guessing like how long will I live chat for? I'm probably gonna do today for about a half an hour. So usually I'll do these live streams for an hour at least. you know, like 45 minutes to an hour or more. But today I'm just going to be doing a half an hour because I have to do some stuff afterwards. So how are you doing? Oh yeah, to avoid stuttering, take a deep breath before you start a conversation. Yeah, I mean, I guess for some people who stutter, that can make a difference. Honestly, for me though, it hasn't really made it doesn't make too much of a difference if I take a deep breath. Sometimes it does, but like most of the time, I just have to like relax. So I guess it can kind of help, but Louis Suarez says, "How are you doing?" Yep, that works. Dinesh, hello. Laura Crispy says, "Hello, hi." Ash M says, "I'm Indian now, living in Houston." Let's see, you speak really slowly with that. You can call only cold dip. Okay. The deep breath before talking may help. It's not meant. I think the deep breath before talking may help. Yeah, I mean, I think like if someone tells me, you know, like take a deep breath before you speak, usually I'll just get really frustrated, or if they tell me to slow down or anything like that, it'll honestly just make me really it'll make me really pissed off, honestly, and just really upset. So I just really try to um I mean, I know that the person means well, you know, when they're trying to tell me to take a deep breath and when they're telling me to slow down. But I guess like what I'm trying to say is if I'm thinking to myself, then I need to take a deep breath. So if I'm the one telling myself that I need to take a deep breath, then I'll kind of feel better about myself as opposed to having someone else tell me that. Never tried any therapy. Never. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like everyone does stutter differently, honestly. You know, I mean, really, everyone does have a different type of stuttering. You know, I know that mine is the kind of stuttering, and I'll actually make a video about this too. But I have the type of stuttering where, like, sometimes I'll it kind of depends, but like I'm about to talk to someone and I'm really nervous about what I'm going to say, or if I know I'm going to stutter on the word that I'm going to say, then I'll say like I won't really be able to say that word, so I'll go like I'll just like think about it, like if I want to say how are you doing and I can't really say the H, then I'll just be like I can't get out the word how, or if I do try, then I'll say like ha, like I'll block really badly on that word, you know? So I'm just reading all you guys' chats right now. Chat messages. In everyday Laura Crispy says, in everyday situations, do you think people notice your stutter? Or are people really too busy thinking about themselves, if that makes sense? To be honest with you, yes, I do think that whenever I am speaking with someone, I do think that they definitely do notice my stuttering, because like not only like do I also like do I stutter, but I'll kind of like stretch out certain words to avoid blocking on a word. Like I'll say like my, like I'll just stretch out the very first letter, or my speech won't be very smooth, you know, like even if I'm not blocking, my speech just won't be really that smooth. So the person I am talking to usually, yeah, like they definitely can't tell that I have some type of speech issue for sure. Even though I have been told before, like certain times when I was very fluent, I have been told before by a doctor, ironically, she didn't think that I had to go to speech therapy. Like she didn't. This is at the time before when I wanted to go to speech therapy, and she told me that she didn't think that I stuttered really. So I guess when I would talk to her, I would be speaking fluently, or she just didn't think that I did stutter. So I guess it depends on the circumstance, honestly. Yeah, I mean, like speech therapy is good, you know, if you want to learn different techniques to help you improve your speech or anything. But I mean, like long term, like actually curing stuttering or taking away your stuttering, that's extremely rare. I don't even know if that's possible to 100% cure or 100% stop stuttering, honestly. But I haven't really heard of any instances where where a person was 100% like where a person 100% did not stutter anymore. So, but I do think speech therapy can definitely lessen stuttering. I also think though that can make it worse too, because it can kind of make you feel like you have like a massive issue that needs to be fixed. And like I have a huge issue with like an issue. If someone's trying to tell you that an issue you have like needs to be fixed, I think that it can actually make it worse, as opposed to just being accepting of your stuttering. For you to, yeah, it's funny because like when I speak English, like I usually do stutter a lot, but I also can speak some Dutch and German, and I also still do stutter when I speak German and Dutch. I didn't think I did stutter as much speaking Dutch, but when I speak German and Dutch, I actually do stutter still. So let's see. How has your speech affected your emotional and mental health? Um, Honestly, I will say honestly, the biggest part of stuttering for me has been the negative effects on my emotional and mental health. So like for instance, you know, like growing up, I was always very shy, a very shy person, and I just didn't, you know, I just usually kept to myself and stuff, and I was always afraid to like go out and talk, and I had like friends and stuff, but um you know, I was never like super outgoing or anything. But it made me when I was in the military, it did make me depressed a lot because especially in the military, you have to, you know, really be vocal, sound out your voice, you know, be kind of loud and everything. So that was a very hard thing to deal with. Um, I've definitely like cried about it and just like wished I didn't stutter anymore. Yeah, so it definitely has affected my emotional and mental health probably more than the actual stuttering has, because a lot of stuttering is also it affects your emotional and mental well-being as well. You know, it's not just, you know, like where you have trouble speaking, but mentally you don't care. Most people who stutter are affected emotionally and mentally. Do you feel pressure when you are talking when you stammer? Um, yes, actually. Yes, I do, because like usually I've noticed, especially recently, that like when I am talking with someone who's not really used to stuttering and I'm speaking, that the other person will, if I'm blocking on a word, the other person will get very impatient, or they'll say like yeah, 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 you know, like trying to get me to get the words out, or they'll they will they'll kind of like look away or even like walk away when I'm on a block, you know? So that can be frustrating. Or someone else will say the word that I was trying to say, you know? So, do you think subliminal videos can help with a stutter? It's like being hypnotized. I think that like videos like that, I think that they can make you more relaxed. Like I know that like when I meditate or do yoga or something like that, I know that can definitely relax me. And I do think it can help a little bit with your speech, with just like, you know, just because especially with me, like I tend to tense up all around my jaw and my whole mouth area. So if I know for myself that it can help me a bit, but it's not like it's not a permanent thing. It's just more of a relaxer. But I still will stutter, you know. But in my experience, I almost don't stutter at all when I'm doing funny voices. speaking in a different language can also make you stutter less, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think it depends. When I was living in Europe, I actually did find that speaking a different language, it actually did not help with my stuttering really. Speaking Dutch, I didn't stutter as much though as speaking English, which is my native language. But yeah, actually when I also do funny voices, I do stutter less. And when I speak loudly, I also stutter less as well. So I feel like that because I do group call with many friends around the world who stutter. Did you avoid talking whenever you feel like you stutter worse? Yes. So Cold Dip says, did you avoid talking whenever you feel like you will stutter worse? And yes, honestly, usually if I know that I will stutter less or stutter more, I do try to not talk as much. And I really try to work on that, because I don't want to, I'm always working on that because, I still have, I'm still so nervous about my stuttering and my voice when I'm talking to strangers, even family too, though. But yes, I definitely will try to avoid talking if I know that I'm going to stutter more. And sometimes my speech won't make sense because I'll substitute words sometimes, which I also try not to do that much, but sometimes I do it. SC Clips Man says, before you talk, do you know the words on which you will stutter? Yes. Before I speak, I know exactly what words I will stutter on, and I guess it's just because my brain is already used to it. But yes, every single word that I do say, I know that I will stutter in. So, and that's I think one thing too is right when I tell my brain oh, I will stutter on this specific word, my brain will automatically try to find a substitute word that it knows that I won't stutter on, or I'll just push through it and just massively block on it. So a ton of things. Yeah, and I mean I really try not to live my life trying to avoid doing things because of my speech, but with jobs, for instance, certain careers I would never want to do because you have to talk a lot. When I joined the Marine Corps, that was already a huge thing because you do have to, yell and talk loudly. So that was already a huge thing that I did that I actually surprised myself on. I'm still surprised that I did join the Marine Corps because there's a lot of pressure put on you to be a certain way and everything. So, and just to speak very aggressively. So does that increase the pressure on you before you talk? Yes, it actually does, because especially when I was in high school, and I would try to say certain words, and I would block on them, or I would know I was approaching these certain words, and I know that I would have a lot of trouble saying them. So then what would happen was I would block really badly on them, and usually even worse, because I knew that I was going to block on them. So when I was thinking about it so much, I would stutter more on those words. So those words became even harder for me to say. So yes, it did increase pressure on me. Or it does, I mean. I never feel that I stutter on a specific word because my native language is so different than English, so I can stutter anytime in any word. I never feel that I never feel. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess the English language, it's all specific words. So, but yeah, it can be. I guess it can make stuttering different for everyone, around the world when we're all speaking different languages. Which one is your best moment in life? When you stutter less or not, or don't stutter? That's a good question, actually. Which one? I honestly don't know. I mean, I started stuttering when I was 9 or 10-ish. Well, yeah, I was age 9 or 10. So I guess anytime before then, I didn't stutter. So that's a good question. Honestly, I'm honestly not really sure because I've been stuttering almost my whole life, so I can't really think of any. Does your husband talk with you about your stuttering? Yes, he does. My husband is very sweet about it, and because I've asked him, I'm like, like when you first met me, did you know that I did stutter? And he was like, yeah, oh yeah, and like he just didn't care, and there's been plenty of times where I have talked to him about my stuttering, and he's been very sweet about it. So he's definitely the person that I go to. Like if I've ever had like an embarrassing stuttering experience, and I would just send him a text and just be like, yeah, I had this really embarrassing stuttering experience today, and it just really sucked. I got and then like you just try to make me feel better. So yes, I talk with him a, a lot about it, which is nice because like before I met him, I was always worried about that, that I wouldn't be able to talk with someone openly about stuttering. What can I do if I feel like I am blushing from my stutter? I feel so dumb. So I'll tell you that you are not alone in that. I blush a lot when I stutter. Like I'd say like every time I block on a word when I'm speaking to a stranger or even to someone in my family, I will just block really badly and my face will just turn so red. So I mean, honestly, there's nothing really you can do. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you are blushing, there's nothing that you really can do. I would say just try and feel less embarrassed about your stuttering. Like just try and feel more. Yeah, honestly, that one's really hard, but there's not much you really can do. Like I blush really easily, and yeah, so. Luis Suarez says, "Gotta go. I love your channel. Thank you so much. Bye." S.E. Clipsman says, "Have you heard of Drew Lynch, the stuttering comedian?" Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I thought it was really cool. I forgot if it was The Voice or if it was, yeah, I think it was The Voice when he sang on there, and I thought that was like that was really cool. Eddie Prank says, "Should I quit playing football if I keep getting concussions that make my stutter and OCD worse?" I mean, that's all up to you, but I mean, I would definitely recommend to quit that if it is making your stuttering worse and OCD worse, because I mean, if you really love football a lot, it can be hard to stop, but if you're getting all these other things from it, that can be very taxing on you mentally, and physically as well. So I mean, I honestly would, but it's all up to you. So Orient Jewel Mia Kundoba says, "Hi, I'm Orient. I'm from France." Oh, nice. I went to France about 15 years ago. It's a gorgeous place. Anyone or Ash M says, "Anyone in your family stutter?" No. I know that my uncle did a long time ago when he was like 3, but I think that was just like he was learning how to talk, so he doesn't actually stutter. But yeah, I don't know anyone in my family that does actually stutter. So I'm the first. I guess. Yeah, I think just like what Eddie Pranks was saying, like if you are doing something that you love, but it's affecting you mentally or physically, then it might be good to like you know rethink what you are doing, because you don't want to be affected long term from that. That's just my opinion. It's funny though, like when I was younger, I never really talked to my friends about stuttering, because I had a group of friends when I was in middle school. It was a group of three girls, and I never talked about it with them because I always felt like I always kind of got the feeling that they thought of me as like lower or like not as smart or something because I did stutter. You know, they didn't treat me as equal as as they treated themselves. So it was always a little difficult with friends because, you know, you can kind of feel inadequate. Well, I mean, I did when I had friends where they didn't stutter, and I did stutter, you know. So I feel that because of stuttering, I cannot achieve my goals and do what I want, and that gives me depression and anxiety. You know, as Eclipse Man, I have felt the same way, only until recently, because especially, you know, when you get older and you want to have a career and a job and everything, it can be very hard, you know, because there's certain things that you want to do, you know, that you may have to talk a lot, but you're worried that you'll have anxiety and stuff. Like, for me, for instance, I don't want to do a career where I have to talk a lot. Not because I don't think I can do it, I can. Because when I was in the Marine Corps, I worked in customer service, so I was constantly talking to Marines. And being in the Marine Corps, it's very stressful, and there's a lot of pressure put on you. So doing a job like that was very, very intense, especially when you do stutter. But like, I'm trying to find a career for myself right now, which I actually have found something that I do want to do, where I don't really have to talk a lot because I don't want to have that stress, you know? It's not like I don't feel like I can. I just want a job though that's like relaxing to me, where I'm not stressed, and that I'll actually look forward to going to work, you know, so I'm not stressed about it. Eddie Prank says, LOL, the doctor said that too. Laura Crispy says, I think about my goals and I break them down very, very slowly. I want to be in the music industry, and I focus on reading books and improving myself. It's small steps. That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think that being in the music industry would be very fun. What instrument do you play? I used to play the flute and the piano. Ash M says, I have depression and anxiety because of my stutter. Yeah, I've definitely been there, and even now I still do sometimes get depressed and anxious, you know, because of that, because of stuttering. Especially when I was in the Marine Corps, it was really bad, and I was always getting worried about, after I got out of the Marine Corps, about getting jobs, you know. So because I know getting jobs sometimes can be a bit challenging, especially when you stutter. It can make you really nervous. Cold Dip says, did you get support from your friends? When I was in middle school, no. I never talked about my stuttering with my friends. I think it actually got worse with them, honestly. However, as I got older and I was making other friends as I got older, I felt that there were certain friends that I had that I could talk to my stuttering about, but not that much though. Like, I would just basically say, yeah, I stutter, blah blah blah. Yeah, so. Abhiram Singh says, I stutter, I am in college. Yeah, like, in my early years of college, I also, I had to do these huge presentations, and I had to do like an hour and a half long one time. I didn't have to talk the entire time, but yeah. I think stuttering in college though is easier than high school, because at least in college everyone's more mature, so you won't get laughed at or anything. Laura Crispy says piano. Oh, nice, awesome. I hate when ignorant people ask that why do I talk like this? Oh my gosh, yes. Like I hate that too so much. I have been asked that before, like what? Why do you talk like this? I've actually been asked that by kids, you know, because kids sometimes don't really know what they're saying, and I hate that too. You know, it just because I'll just look at them like, I don't know, you tell me, like, you know, like it's like I don't know, I don't know, you know. So it's just, yeah, it's very very annoying. So. Abhiram Singh says, "P.S. I talk nonstop." That is really cool. Like I always admire others who stutter who just like talk nonstop because you know I just think it's cool. Like you know if you don't really care about it that much and stuff. When I'm with family though and with my husband, I talk a lot though. Do you avoid talking to people when you go outside and make your husband talk for you? Um, no, I actually don't. And I don't want to have him talk for me because it would just make my self-esteem go down and I would just feel really bad. So I've never asked him to talk for me. But I will say he has offered to talk for me. So like if we'll go out to get a drink, like go to Starbucks or a coffee shop, like sometimes he will order for me, but usually I actually prefer to because I just don't want to have him, you know, doing that. Yeah, I would feel bad. Ash M says I avoid social gatherings most of the time. Yeah, I definitely avoid social gatherings quite a bit, honestly. That's one of the things is like groups make me so nervous. I just you know I don't like going to like groups or like party stuff. Should we think about stuttering always? No, I'm actually a huge advocate. I don't think that we should be thinking about stuttering that much. I think that I actually made a video on this recently, but I think that thinking about it all the time can just stress us out even more. So I honestly don't think that we should be thinking about it all the time. Especially like you know if you're stuttering and it like to me if I'm thinking about my stuttering all the time it can make it a lot worse to me. So I hate being told to hold my breath when I stutter, or sorry, I hate being told to breathe when I stutter. Yes, I hate that too. I've been told that, you know, like slow down, breathe, you know, all that kind of stuff, and it's yeah, I know what you mean. I also hate social gatherings. Yes. You're so nice for doing these live chats. I don't know anyone with a stutter in real life. Yeah, I mean, I have known, I really love doing these live chats, and I really want to do them more and more. But, yeah, I just think it's nice that we can connect like this, you know, because everyone here is from all around the world, so it's really awesome, because I don't know anyone who stutters in real life. I have known a few in my past who have stuttered, but that's honestly it. So I haven't known anyone else. Like I don't know anyone currently that does stutter. When I was in the military though, I didn't know any, or I did know a few that did stutter. Do you watch T Talk's live stream on every Tuesday? I actually have seen one of hers, but I haven't seen every one. I do. I will check out T Talks. Yeah, she has a really good channel. So she also makes stuttering support videos too. I've never met anyone in person who stutters. Yeah, it was funny. I have known a few in my life, but when I was really young, I always felt very alone because I didn't really know anyone that did stutter. So I always felt like really alone. It was not really fun. Do you think that people act more strange or are more helpful when you grow up and stutter? I don't know. I think that they act the same, I guess. I do think that the people I'm around, they act probably better than when I was younger, because when you're with teenagers or kids, then you can kind of feel like kids can be kind of mean at times. You can just feel really different and just very out of place, honestly. Is there any way to get rid of stuttering? I am 19. There is no way to get rid of stuttering. As far as I know, there is no cure as of yet, but there are certain fluency techniques that you can do to help improve your speech. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for joining me in this live stream. I'm going to be doing more and more live streams. If any of you had followed me before, or if any of you have had followed me since the beginning of 2017, you know that I was doing live streams a lot, and then I moved in. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm going to be doing more and more live streams now, and it'll be every Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So every Sunday I will be here and we can talk. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!